Greetings, Minecrafters! I am Nate T. Bird, and welcome back to Crypt Crawler Behind the Scenes, Episode 7. In this episode, I'll be explaining how I did the gold system in my map, Crypt Crawler. There are two parts to this system. The first part is actually making the mobs drop the gold item, and the second part is turning that gold item into a scoreboard value when the player picks it up. So let me explain the first part. It's actually rather simple. To make the mob actually drop the gold item, I simply equip the item to that mob and then give it a custom drop chance. So I do that using the tag equipment and drop chances. So I have equipped this mob with a gold item, so when it dies, it will drop the gold item. Now on to the second part of this system. There are 4 items that the player can pick up to receive gold. Each item gives the player a different amount of gold when they pick it up. And in case you're wondering, the gold items themselves are just retextured dyes. So for every different gold item that the player can pick up, I have 4 command blocks. So here's 4, plus 1 more on the back side. Here's 4 for another value, here's 4 for another value, and here's 4 for another value. And then I have 1 extra command block to help reset the entire system. Now, in case you're wondering, this is a redstone clock or a hyperclock. So all of these command blocks along this line are activating 20 times per second, or every game tick. Now, they happen in the same game tick, but in a specific order. So it appears as if they are happening at the exact same time, but to the game, it happens in a very specific order. Now, I used that order to create a system that is flawless in its ability to detect when the player picks up a gold item to actually give them their score. So I've laid out all of the commands that activate for one gold item up here in the order that they actually activate. So this first one is the command for the entire system. This one resets the play gold score if the player has a play gold score. Now, the play gold score is just a dummy objective that I created to track which players need to hear the play gold sound. Now, these next 4 command blocks are for each specific value of gold. So the values will change depending on the value of gold that the player is picking up, but the commands are basically the same. So this first one is what gives the player the gold score if they have the gold item in their inventory. It is a scoreboard players command that will add 5 gold to all players who match this partial NBT data. So this is a feature with the scoreboard command that allows me to detect for if the player matches this partial NBT data. And if they do, then it will give them the score, but if they don't, then it will not give them their score. So only if they have in their inventory die with a damage value of 1 will the command actually give them their 5 gold. This next command block it tracks the player for when they need to hear the pickup gold sound. So right here, once again, we are tracking or detecting if the player has the item in their inventory using partial NBT data, and we're going to give them their play gold score if they picked up the item. So if they have the item, then their play gold score will be 1, meaning that they need to hear the play gold sound. This next one is what actually plays the gold pickup sound. It is a default Minecraft sound, just level up, played at a higher pitch, so it sounds more like coins clicking together. And that will only play for players who have a play gold score that is at least 1. And then this final command clears 1 die with a damage value of 1 from all players. So this removes the actual gold item. Now, you might be like, wait, it removes the gold item, so how is it going to detect if the player has the gold item? This is where the order of command operations comes into play, because this command happens after all of these other commands, but it happens in the same game tick. So it seems like it happens at the same time, but it actually happens in a very specific order. So because this one happens last, these other commands will have time to operate before this one does. So the player will be able to have the gold item in their inventory, and then one item will be removed from their inventory. So as a demonstration, if I grab a stack of this, it'll very quickly, one at a time, drain out of my inventory and into my scoreboard. That's it for this episode. I hope you learned something, and I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments, and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.